Welcome to Money Patterns Decoded. Money is never just about money. It is a pattern. Today we expose one of those hidden patterns, see exactly how it controls your finances, and discover the precise shift that can set you free. Let's begin. Here's a short observation. Most people watch their money like it's a movie. They sit back, analyze the plot, take notes, and call that strategy. They hire the director, the editor, the algorithm, and then wonder why the film has no life of its own. That watching is not stewardship, it's abdication, name and promise. I call this the Spectator account pattern. In the next 7 minutes, I'll decode how it drains your financial agency, psychologically and esoterically, and I'll give you one exact daily practice, 4 minutes long, that recenters your decision point and restores momentum. First, the psychological mechanism. At its core, the Spectator account is a projection of agency. You project your hard decisions onto others, advisors, apps, family narratives, and you create a steady leak of decision energy. What remains is a passive identity, someone who follows advice rather than decides. That passes for responsibility, but it's learned helplessness dressed in practicality. We confuse delegation with surrender when we've not defined the boundary between tool and soul. There's also identity avoidance. Money decisions reveal who you are. Choosing a budget, a price, a client, a saving plan. Those are identity moments. If you're afraid of what the choice says about you, you outsource it. That avoidance compounds into stagnation. Accounts that feel cold, plans that never unfold, opportunities that evaporate because no one at the center is willing to say yes or no. Now the esoteric mirror. Imagine your financial life as a sacred lattice, a geometry of points and lines that carry energetic charge. There is a money point at the center, a small node that anchors your field. When you occupy that point, your choices align with your inner axis, and flow moves. When the observer refuses the center, when you remain outside, critiquing or delegating, the center becomes displaced. The lattice loses resonance. It still exists, but it hums at a lower frequency. That lower hum shows up as stalled projects, missed margins, or an inability to claim higher worth. This isn't mystical fluff. The displaced center is practical. Decisions that should take 10 minutes take weeks. Permissions you need to give yourself never arrive. Your money architecture remains externally curated. The esoteric language simply names the lived effect. You are out of position energetically, so your field can't attract or hold increasing abundance. Powerful reframe with a metaphor. Consider money as a hearth, a living flame that warms a home. The hearth needs a steward, someone who feeds the fire, adjusts the wood, tends the coals. The spectator is the person who loves the idea of a warm house, but refuses to stand at the hearth. They critique the smoke, they time the sun, they consult a neighbor, yet the house grows cold. Money is a living lattice. It needs tending, not criticism, not distance. Care. So here's the practical shift, the 4-minute agency recital. A tiny ledger habit that returns you to the money point. Do it daily, anywhere you keep a pen or a digital note. 4 minutes, no more, no less. Step 1, minute 1. Name aloud one financial decision you own today. Be specific. I will approve the invoice for client X, or I will move $200 to my emergency savings. Write it down. Minute 2. Note the emotional headline beside it. Curiosity, fear, tiredness, relief. Don't judge it, label it. Minute 3. One micro action that takes under 2 minutes to advance that decision. Send one email, schedule one call, tap transfer, set a price, or say no, execute it. If you can't execute in that moment, schedule the exact timestamp and put the reminder on your calendar now. Minute 4, close with a breath anchor, 3 full breaths into the belly, and say, I occupy this center. That last phrase is the energetic return. A quick example. Imagine Maria, a freelance designer who kept waiting for advice before raising her rates. 1 week of agency recitals, day 1 she names, raise my base rate by 15% for incoming projects, notes fear as the headline, sends the rate update email in minute 3, breathes, and closes. The next project lands at the new rate. The energy of her account shifted because the decision point returned to its center. Small repeater choices rewire identity. Small repeater decisions compound into different results. A few important clarifications. Advisors, accountants, and automation are tools. The practice isn't anti-help, it's pro-agency. Use help. Define who is responsible for what. Keep your decision point active. And if your financial situation is complex or traumatic, scale the practice and pair it with professional counsel. The 4-minute habit is an entry, not a cure-all. It restores position. Deeper work can follow. Recap. The spectator account pattern is when we remove our decision point and delegate our financial soul. Psychologically, it looks like projection and learned helplessness. Esoterically, it's a display center in your money lattice. The antidote is to occupy the center with a daily agency recital, 4 minutes to name, label, act, and anchor. One shift changes your financial destiny. If you want the templates, ritual structures, and sacred geometry tools that expand this practice into a sustainable architecture, explore my complete library of books and guides at Desmarques.com. In the library, you'll find the ledger templates, the sacred geometry maps of money points, and step-by-step ritual scaffolds that scale the 4-minute practice into weekly, monthly, and annual architecture. That is the money pattern. That is the mechanism. And that is your shift today. Money is a pattern. Awareness is the key. That is the money pattern. That is the mechanism. And that is your shift today. If you're ready to decode the full architecture of your financial life, explore my complete library at Desmarques.com.